Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. A few years ago, when I was in the winter wonderland of New Hampshire, I did this video where I said that farmers are seeking a jury trial against John Deere for anti-repair practices. And then while I was also in the winter wonderland of negative 14 degrees in New Hampshire, I said that John Deere has about 9 lawsuits against them. I said farmers are seeing blood in the water as a result of right to repair bills moving forward, and some of those right to repair bills having actually passed since the time that I did this video. Farmers are starting to notice that there is a growing support for the right to repair movement, and they are really sick and tired of this whole thing where they have one sensor in their tractor or their combine that they have to replace that requires them to have their tractor towed 300 miles away to a dealer and to pay the thousands of dollars that costs when they could either do it themselves or have a mechanic down the street do it for them. The reason that mechanics are not able to do this stuff themselves, as it says in this very, very complex 89-page legal document, has to do with proprietary diagnostic software that's not readily available to farmers or independent repair shops. This software is necessary for reading ECU codes, performing diagnostics, calibrating, and configuring ECUs after repairs. Specialized tools are required for repairing or adjusting the tractor's electronic systems, and these are often restricted to John Deere dealerships and authorized repair centers. These restrictions mean that independent repair shops and individual farmers are often unable to perform very basic diagnostics and repairs. They're forced to rely on authorized dealers, leading to delays and higher costs. Again, if I know it needs to be fixed and replaced, and instead of being able to fix it today, I need to wait for somebody to tow my tractor 300 miles down the road to a dealer once they have time to see me, that means 2 weeks of not being able to harvest my crops, which is not good for the nation's food supply or for that particular farmer. And this is why John Deere's repair restrictions suck. You should be able to go down the road to an independent mechanic to have him service this device that you pay $200,000 or $400,000 or $800,000 for. Now, the reason for this case moving forward is actually a surprise to me. It really didn't have to do with whether or not the farmer's claims were fully justified here or whether or not John Deere has the right to have repair restrictions. It had to do with Illinois' brick direct purchaser rule. This is a rule that says that you're essentially barred from recovering overcharges if you are a middleman. So if you are the one who has been directly injured, such as the farmer who directly purchased the tractor, you have the right. Whereas if you are one of the middlemen, you don't have the right to recover any sort of injuries or damages. Since the farmers are the ones that purchase these tractors directly from the Deere dealerships, and since they are the ones that are directly harmed or injured by not being able to perform repairs on what it is they bought and paid for, they are the ones that are injured, meaning they are the ones that can continue to move forward with this particular case. There is an 89-page legal document that I will link you to over here if you are interested, but I'm very happy to see that the judge did allow the case to move forward. I'm very, very curious once this actually does move forward, if this ever does get put in front of an actual jury, once they hear the story, who are they going to side with? In my opinion, the best argument against right to repair is the argument that in the United States, when you run a company, you have the freedom to run it the way you wish, and that you have the freedom to be an asshole. You don't have the freedom to actually beat people up. You don't have the freedom to defame others by saying things that are not true and harming their reputation, but you have the right to run your company the way you see fit. In the United States of America, the right to be an asshole is paramount. It is a fundamental freedom. It is not illegal for you to cheat on your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your spouse. It's immoral, but it's not illegal. There are many things in the United States that you may be being an asshole, but you're not necessarily doing something that is illegal. And that is an argument that I think they're going to have to make if they go out in front of a jury, because many of the arguments that have been made over and over again about how we need to do this so that we can control emissions are just fundamentally not true. It's something I've pointed out on this channel many times. In this video, EPA destroys 7 years of John Deere BS with one letter, where one of the higher up ranking people in the EPA said, please stop using us as an excuse as to why you're saying farmers can't fix their stuff. And there are also laws on the books that I have pointed out in this video. When John Deere lies about emissions to screw farmers, read them this law. There are laws saying specifically that you cannot use emissions law as an excuse to hide repair tools and diagnostics from independent mechanics or the customer. It's right there in black and white. And I'm going to link it down below. What they are going to have to do when they go in front of a jury and present this, since they're no longer in a closed door room with a lobbyist and a politician that probably got a better campaign donation than I can afford to vote against right to repair, is they're going to have to actually say out loud, it is America. And in America, we have the right to be an asshole. We have the right to screw the people who make your food out of being able to repair their devices so that they have to give us more money, which of course is then going to get passed on via their expenses to you, the American consumer, who's already dealing with record high grocery prices and inflation. I just don't think that that argument is going to land very well, no matter how they phrase it, which is why John Deere is doing everything they can do to get out of a jury trial. But I strongly believe if this is actually put in front of 12 average, ordinary, everyday people, that John Deere is going to be forced to make the argument that they have the right to be an asshole. And I don't think it's going to go the way that they want. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm going to link to the entire legal case. It's about 89 pages if you want to read everything the judge said. Admittedly, I am not a lawyer. Take what I say with a grain of salt and do read the original case for yourself. But I'm happy to see this case moving forward, and I really want to see what happens. I would love if something like this were actually televised, to listen to the arguments that John Deere makes in front of a jury, to be able to see the looks in the jury's faces as they listen to these arguments as people that are paying 30 to 40% more for their groceries now than they were 4 to 5 years ago. How John Deere has the right, when they bill you $200,000 to $800,000 for this new product, to restrict you from going where you want when you want to repair it, to ensure that you need to tow that 2,000 or 5,000 pound thing that you just bought 300 miles down the road, rather than be able to replace a sensor yourself simply because they want more money. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.